semester had just started and the world was ending. Does that sound familiar? September 12, 2001. Soul time. The jazzy tune starts playing somewhere under my bed around midnight. It wakes me up, and once I figure out it's a cell phone, it's my first cell phone, I still can't figure out how to answer it for 7 minutes. When I do finally figure out how to punch talk, nothing makes sense that I hear. It's a woman's voice. She's very upset. She keeps switching between Korean and English, and the word in English makes no more sense than the words I hear in Korean. War, Pentagon, Trade Center. I do understand when she offers to come to be with me in the Sajik Dome Mission House, but I can't remember who this is. I don't remember it's a new teacher I've just met at Iwa. So I am so confused. I thank her and hang up. I sit there staring at this phone and wondering if disassociation is one of the signs of severe culture shock. Surely someone that I knew, someone I was related to, would call me and tell me if the world was ending. By the time, however, I call everyone I know in the United States, and my husband about a zillion times, it's almost 1 in the morning and I've not been able to reach anyone. And I've checked the computer and it's down, and I have no radio and no television. I get my Korean-English dictionary and I look up the word war. I feel like an utter fool, but now I am a desperate fool. And so I look outside the gate and I look at a house that has a light on, and I knock on the door, and a man comes to the door, and I say what I hope in Korean was, war? He blessed man opens the door and invites me into a living room where his wife and he are watching the TV. And so I get a glimpse of what some of you live through. The first plane, the tower. The second plane, the tower, the smoke, the fire, the fall, falling. They offer me tea. I hold it to warm my hands. I can't swallow. And when I can't sit any longer, I thank them with the only Korean word I know, samnida. And I go back to the mission house and I sit at the window waiting for the sunrise, waiting for the cell phone, the email, the prayer channel to connect. The morning sun that morning was golden, but there seemed to be a gray ash everywhere, in my mind, in my heart, in my throat. Broken bits of concrete steel bone fill every corner of my consciousness, and I discover I'm having trouble breathing, and I need a color like I need air. I take the taxi to Iwa. The driver looks in his mirror and says, American. I nod. He says, sad, sad, sad. It's the only word he says, but that says it all, doesn't it? Yes. There are young men with submachine guns stationed now on almost every corner, almost overnight. They're guarding all the American businesses, even McDonald's. And I hear on the news channel that he turns to the English for that the newly appointed U.S. ambassador has just arrived, but everybody's asking, will President Bush continue to support the peacemaking diplomacy, the sunshine policy between North and South Korea in the face of this, whatever the word is? I wake my way across the campus to the Research Center for Pottery. I had lived through its doors before. I knew there was color behind those doors. The doors are open, but the place is empty of people. And I go in, and there are rows of cool jade green life, forms of life. It's displayed in this bright, white room. The ceramics are brimming with life. There are cranes that are winging their way across rice bowls. There's fish and turtle that are floating in ceramic pools, and jade tigers circle cups and vases. But at the very top of the shelf, there's a break in the color bomb. It's an alabaster jar. It's very out of place in this cool gray jade green room, and it's doubly out of place because it's marked with a very small gold cross. Well, there's no one there to permit or prevent, so I lift it down. I'm so startled when I open the lid. Stark white, gleaming gold. I'm so startled I almost dropped the lid. I know what this is. This is my work. I know what this is. This is a Eucharistic vessel. A la Roman Catholic, I think. I'm sure of it. I've struck gold. Is there more buried treasure in this room? I keep looking then, intent for the white and the gold. I see a cup. Burnished gold. 18 carats, I think. But, and I'm now on a roll. What is this? I see it first this way. What is this? It looks like a broken piece of brick or masonry. And then I turn and see this. And what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? I still don't know what it is. It's not in my set. But then, on the bottom shelf, hidden behind one of the jade tiger bowls, this. It's a smoky gold, a patent. I now know what I have, with the exception of this. Communion. So I put it on the counter, and I wait for someone to come and tell me what the buried treasure means. An older Korean professor and a student, a woman, come into the room. And then there's this wonderful moment of Pentecostal confusion. As we try to introduce ourselves. I speak no Korean. He speaks no English. What about a little French? Not enough to really help, but then the student does. That's the student is trilingual. So we'll have a conversation. French, English, Korean. We work our way toward the treasure. He is the professor in charge of research design. It's his work I've collected. It's a communion set, yes. I ask him to explain. The alabaster jar. Ah, this is the stone that rolled away from the tomb and released the resurrected life of Christ. It is also, when I discover he has a sense of humor, the shape of a human egg. New life, he says. He's somewhat reluctant to explain this piece. Not good, that I understand. Not good. Every firing, he says, and she translates, darkens the gold. Not good. Should throw away. Oh no. This is good. This, I'm addicted. This is gospel gold. It's very good gospel gold. It's the smudge that deepens